Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Can everybody hear me okay? Please raise your hand with the little man at the top of the screen. Great. Just to let you know, I am on the webinar by myself at the moment, so if you do have a question, please type that into the Q&A section. I will answer them at breaks in the session. We are going to be talking about employer programs and tools that are on Illinois WorkNet. And to do that, I've created a little PowerPoint presentation here that we're going to go through just to help people understand a little bit more about what the questions might be that someone might ask and where they might find that answer on Illinois WorkNet. So first, we're going to talk about how Illinois WorkNet can help with different features on the website itself. You need to hire a new employee for a brand new position. You need to create a job description, establish a wage, and find out about the competition, what the competition is going to be hiring. So you would do that through Explore Careers, the Career Wages and Trends menu. Next, we have an employee. The new employee that you want to hire needs to possess specific skills. You have a limited budget, so you can't hire someone with lots of experience. What would you do? You would go to the Training and Credentials menu and check out the OJT section on the job training. A new machine is being brought into your location. It will require special skills that your employees do not have. You can go to the Training and Credentials and check out Customized Training. One of your employees is skilled but has a problem working on a team. You might want to suggest that they go to Qualify for Jobs and check out the Workplace Skills. Your second shift employees are great. They are going to be using a new tool that requires some keyboarding skills, but they lack those skills. So you could send them to Qualify for Jobs menu and check out the Digital Literacy section. Under the Jobs section, we have marketing your job openings is not working by word of mouth. You are looking for some tips about how you might be able to do that better. So you go to the Job Openings and Recruiting and check out the Recruiting and Hiring section on the menu. Your goal is to post information about your company on different websites. Go to the Job Openings and Recruiting and enter information about your company under the Featured Employers section. A friend of yours wants to start their own business. So you send them to the Job Openings and Recruiting, Start a Business part of the menu. The employee you just hired is a veteran and has a disability. You want to find out about tax credits someone told you about. Go to the Job Openings and Recruiting and go to the Employer Hiring Credits. A job fair that you have is scheduled. You want to promote it. Go to the Network and Connect and add it to the event calendar. A business services rep could be helpful to help you set up a new job description. Go to the Network and Connect and look in the IWN Service Finder to help you find where the business services reps are located. An intern might be beneficial for two positions that are growing. You want to connect through an association. Go to the Network and Connect and check out the Student and Trade Connections. Unfortunately, you have to lay off some of your employees. You need to find out more details about the process. You can go to the Layoff Assistance part of the menu and check out Rapid Response, Layoff Reporting and Services, the WARN Reporting and Services, or the Trade Reporting and Services. The company you own participated in the Summer Youth Employment Program as a work site. You want to submit a success story, and we love success stories, so you would go to Updates and Help, Success Stories. And you're trying to stay up to date with what's going on with Illinois WorkNet for the news that we submit, so you ran across a term with which you were unfamiliar. First, you might have gone to Updates and Help and gone to the News section, and then you can go to either the FAQ or the glossary to find out what the definition of that term is. So let's take a look at it live. Before we go live, I'm going to check questions to see what we have in here. And labor market information is useful under the Explore Careers section that we talked about. Customized training, we'll talk about that in the when we go to the part of the menu. I'm checking here for our other questions. And I'm reading questions, and none of them apply to what we're talking about today. All right, so we're going to go live now to our website. And if you can see my screen, please raise your hand with the little man at the top of the screen. Great. Great. Thank you very much. We'll get going now. And under our first menu, we talked about exploring careers, the career wages and trends. So if you're trying to create a job description for a new employee, or if you're trying to find out some information about what might be a fair wage for that position, you can go to this page, and hopefully everybody can see this well enough. We've got some information here in the YouTube video that we've got that is about labor market information that we did in October of 2014. And we'll talk about a couple of those things here. Now, under our career pathways, we have a number of areas that are considered demand occupations, or the Illinois pathways, which are growing positions in the state of Illinois. So let's take a look at information technology, which is a growth position, and we have a number of high demand positions. So if you wanted to create a new position for your organization that maybe was a programmer, you could go to the programmer section here, find out what the average wage might be for that person, and then take a look at the overview here. You can also see what kind of skills and training might be required for that position. And then if you are looking at advancement opportunities or what items you might want to put in that job description, they would show up under this section here. Then if you're trying to look for what the employment outlook is, what your competition might be to hire that sort of person, you can take a look here. And if you are in Cook County, the growth in this area is huge, so that you might realize that there would be some competition for you to hire. So that would make you consider a little bit more the wage that you might want to offer for that position. You can take a look at all of that information by area depending on where your company is physically located. The other thing that you can take a look at is the wages and trends. So if you happen to be in DuPage County and you're looking for a computer hardware engineer or a software developer, we have wages that are applicable. So if you are in the Charleston, Effingham, Centralia area, the beginning wage might be $9.95 an hour. A very high, very experienced person might be making $39.35 an hour. But if you are looking in Cook County, the wage for a starting programmer, software developer, is $34.99 versus $53.04 for a very experienced person. So this takes into effect some of the wages that you may want to pay or set out on the job description to know that when you are looking for someone, this is the wage range that you may need to be paying to a potential employee. Excuse me, let's move on to the next section. Excuse me one moment. All right, under training and credentials, we talked about the opportunities that are available, and under the employer-based training programs, we have some opportunities for employers to use the training systems and the dollars that are available through different grant programs that we have in the state of Illinois. So as we're looking at customized training, remember we talked in the questions that the scenarios that I set up. An employer might be bringing in a new machine, and they need to do a customized training for that machine for their employees. There is some cost required by the employer, but the training can be conducted by anybody that the employer selects, and there is a potential for someone to get reimbursed for different wages that are associated with that project. We also have incumbent worker training that has information that may help you pay for up to 100% of the cost associated with that training if you hire certain individuals to help them stay on the job. Now, hiring somebody new, we have this program called OJT, on the job training, where it's a hire first program that you can use for either public or private sector. And it says here that you can be reimbursed up to 90% of the new employee's wages while they are in training. And if you want to share this information with, maybe you are a workforce center person a one-stop center person that you may want to share this with employers around the area, there are flyers that can be downloaded. Now, the Job Training and Economic Development is a grant program that is available, and the program provides grants to not-for-profit community-based organizations, or else CBOEs, that work with smaller local businesses. And this is a program through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity that you can share with employers in your area. And it's to help unemployed and disadvantaged individuals learn more skills to help them secure a job. So those are our training grants that are available for employers. Now, if there is a particular training program that needs to happen for those employers, they can always go through the training programs and find someone who is certified through the state of Illinois and use a certified training provider. Maybe one of those programs just needs to be adapted to suit that particular employer's needs. Let's move on to qualify for jobs. We talked about workplace skills, and that's under the job skill guides. As we're looking at this, we have the workplace or soft skills that are available, and these are available for job seekers as well as employers who want to help their employees. Maybe as part of a disciplinary action, they may want to have somebody look at the attendance and self-presentation section. Maybe they want to help their employees advance, so that they would have them take a look at the career advancement section. Maybe somebody just needs to learn a little bit more about leadership, so they would go to the leadership and teamwork section that has a number of videos. All of the sections have all of this information in them dependent upon which topic it actually is. So there's foundation skills that somebody may want to review. We have some handouts that are available. We have all of these examples of what is associated with leadership and teamwork, as well as the various resources that are available for the workplace skills, or as many people call them, soft skills, available to employers to help their employees. Why reinvent the wheel if it's already out here? They can use just all of these resources that are available to them. Now, in our scenario in the PowerPoint presentation, we had some information about somebody needing to learn some keyboarding skills. We have our section here on digital literacy guides that has information about basic computer skills, intermediate computer skills, what's considered those level of skills, as well as a technical professional who might be that programmer or software developer that is using digital literacy for their gain, for their businesses. We have a number of links where we can find who will provide those services, and that's our community-based organizations. There's a number of online resources, and then we have technical training programs that will take you back to the training provider information so that you can learn a little bit more about what programs are available. We have a short video from our YouTube channel. And then we have these various categories. Just like in the workplace skills, each of these categories will take you to another page so that you can find out a little bit more about that particular item. And again, at the bottom of the page, we have all of our related resources. If you haven't used GCF Learn Free, you may want to investigate that. There's all sorts of free resources available there for all of the latest software like Microsoft, maybe some accounting software packages as well. When we look at one of these areas, let's take a look at online. We go to the page. It talks about what your web literacy might be. It tells you what the basic users are able to do, what intermediate users are able to do, again, then what technical professionals would be able to do. As you're looking at these items, we have all of these different videos that are available that can help you. So for like Internet Explorer 11, there's a little YouTube video here that we've shared from our channel that will help those people learn a little bit more about that particular program. Each one of these sections has the same sort of information available about each of these various topics. Let's look at our next menu, which is the job openings and recruiting. On here, we have menu items that are available for our job seekers, as well as some items that we have featuring for our employer friends, our business friends. And the first one on our menu is featured employers. As we're looking at this, many of these employers have featured themselves because they have open positions. But that doesn't mean that's what you have to do to put yourself on this page. You can just put your business up and feature it on this page so that some potential employees might learn a little bit more. We have a drop-down menu for the industries that are actually featured on here. So if I click on manufacturing, we have Central Wire Industries that has a little description of their company, as well as a link to their careers page. Now, if you want to submit an employer, share this with your employer friends. If for example, you're a workforce professional or business services provider, business services representative for one of our workforce centers, you can take your employers to this section and have them just submit the information. Everything that is required has a star, and you can put them put their link to their hiring or careers pages and have them check all of these different boxes and then submit it. If they want to put in a logo, we do have the size parameters required so that everything looks consistent on the page. And you can have that featured employer be on the website for up to 52 weeks, which is really nice because they just put it up there once, and if the employer has the page up with their careers pages, the link to their hiring page, they can change their open jobs, their open positions on their website, and they don't have to come back to Illinois WorkNet to make those changes. Next on our menu is the scenario that we talked about. The gentleman has a friend who wants to start a business. As we're looking at this information, we have a lot of links and information. So we define what labor market information is. We have a link to the Illinois Department of Employment Security labor market information where they can float around and find out all of the different information that will make it applicable to them in their business. We have resources, how to leverage social media, what happens with tax credits. It takes them back to the tax credit pages. We have information about what it is if you want to start your own business. We have resources that are available about the different organizations that might be able to help you. For example, the small business development centers that are available in many of the community colleges will help startup businesses for free. The Small Business Advocacy Council is growing across the state of Illinois. We have the Senior Corps of Retired Executives. I was just at a forum yesterday that was sponsored by one of the local chapters of SCORE. And then, again, we have our career wages and trends information that's available. And then we have business logistics. What of these items, this is all part of a business plan, do you have those items in place if you're going to start a business? And then we have a list of all of the resources that are available. If you don't see what you want here on this page, you can always click the View More to get to our resource search page. Next in our menu item is recruiting and hiring. Many times you need to start your business and you can do it by yourself. Other times you need to start your business with some employees. So maybe that recruiting and hiring, or as you're growing, you're expanding your business, recruiting and hiring becomes an issue. So we have some resources available here. What you can do to hire different kinds of candidates. Recruiting, where can you find some recruiting information, and what do our business services teams have to offer for you? So as you look through the page here, you can also view some employer resources on Illinois JobLink. That helps you post specific jobs, whereas our featured employers helps you post just your career page. We have some tips here about interviewing employees. What do you want to do if you need to pre-screen someone? What questions do you want to avoid because they're illegal questions to ask? Then last in our column, we have some information about hiring. We have a link to our hiring credits. We have a link to our training opportunities that we've already discussed today. We have a link to our training programs that we discussed today already. And then we have information about what you need to do to find out about health care coverage. We've recently been hosting the Department of Labor with some affordables that are happening. We have 2 happening tomorrow. Now as we look at interns, what the definition of interns is, what you might want to do with volunteers. And last on our page here, we have a whole slew of handouts that you can look at how to use social media to recruit. And there's a different handout for each category. And then you can also take a look at our little mini videos about how to recruit with social media. Again, at the bottom of the page is a list of resources that you can see. And as you can see here, these are the handouts that are above on the page as well. Last in our menu is the employer hiring credits. Excuse me. The hiring credits help you understand what it is that you might be able to recoup as far as costs go to using the hiring specific individuals, hiring specific individuals with these different factors associated with them. So it's mature workers. There are state and federal programs for hiring older Americans, and in most cases the older Americans start at, I believe, 50 or 55. People with disabilities, there's 3 tax incentives that are available for hiring someone with a disability. This is very useful when you're talking to if you are a business services rep and you are talking to one of your business contacts, you may want to share this with them. If someone is re-entering the workforce after being incarcerated, we have a number of work credits, the WOTC, the federal bonding program, the enterprise zone tax credit. You can also use the on-the-job training so that if somebody needs to update their skills because they've lost a few things over a period of time. We also have tax credits for hiring veterans. One of the federal tax credits is $9,600 per veteran if you hire someone. And we also have youth programs. One of the things that we do every summer is for youth 16 to 21. We have a summer youth employment program. I have not heard word yet if that program will be happening for summer of 2015, but they usually do, so watch for more information on that. Back to our menu, was the last item in our job openings and recruiting. Under Network and Connect, we have a couple of items. We have our event calendar. This is where someone can post their upcoming hiring events. So if you've got a job fair coming up or if you have a special recruiting opportunity that you're going to be featuring, you may want to add it to the calendar so that somebody sees it. Our job seekers look at this on a regular basis, so they may want to take a look. And as you can see here, we've got the Waubonsie Community College Job Fair that's happening on April 24th. We have a Veterans Benefits Fair on the 25th. So some of these items, if you happen to be, here's a Aerotech hiring event. So there's different companies can put their hiring events on the events calendar. Maybe you're doing an informational session at your organization and you want to share that with people. Also under Network and Connect, we have the Service Finder where you can take a look for partner serving employers. You can take a look at this. You can look by city or zip code. I'm going to put in a Springfield zip code here, 62706. You can tell I've looked before here. And if I do search, I get a list of resources that are available for businesses. So we've got the PTAC of Central Illinois. We've also got the SBDC at Lincoln Land College. We talked about the SBDC a little bit earlier. So you can take a look, and if you as a local workforce agency or a partner want to embed this on your website, you have that ability as well. Student and trade connections, these are a number of organizations that are available. Very often they have networking events or they have a website where they will post job openings. So you might want to check with those organizations to see if they have a job posting opportunity so that you can post your job on their website as well as your own. If they have a networking event coming up, you can go and share information. It's also some place to share your upcoming hiring events with these organizations so that in case they have any members who might be interested in your area, they can show up to your hiring event. Also, we have our social media guide. Now, this one is actually geared for job seekers, but there might be something on here that you might be able to glean a little bit of information from as well. And we have our Layoff Assistance. This is definitely geared to employers. We have the Rapid Response Layoff Reporting and Services. This is to help our employer friends understand what it is that they need to do when they are going to be doing a layoff. We have some flyers that might be able to help someone prevent a layoff if they were to do a training program. We have contacts for the business owners to participate with someone from DCEO. Then we have we have WARN reporting and services that are available, the same kind of thing as the rapid response, and you can see what the information in the contacts are here. So if you need to find out information because you unfortunately have to do a layoff. Trade layoff reporting and services. Trade is related to a different kind of program, but it is available, and this is United States level contacts. And you can read a little bit more about what trade has going on this page. Last but not least, in our updates and help menu, we have the news and updates section where you can find our press releases. You can find handouts in the, I'll click on there, I'm sorry, I just moved on quickly. Looking for work support, you can take a look. It is all of our most recent press releases, links to our YouTube channel in some cases, Illinois awarded grant for new employment and training program. So that's good news. You might want to, if you're in this area, that might be applicable to you. We also have links to all of our Illinois WorkNet social media, and we have our download and print section. This is where you can go find information that you might want to download and print. So we have, let's type social media in here and hit search. We have social media in the job search. We have YouTube recruiting. We have Twitter recruiting. As you can see, we have a preview of the item. It's a PDF document. All you have to do is send this to yourself and by email, or you can click on it. It will open to a new page, and then you can just download and print. We have our Disability Works Veteran Step Guide, our Job Prep mobile app, and then we have our FAQ where you can ask some questions. Check out our questions. If you don't see your question and answer, you are able to submit your question here, and it will, if we deem it worthy of an entire audience, we will add it to the FAQ. Otherwise, we will send you a personalized response. On our glossary, we have the terms for all of the words that we use in workforce development. If there's an acronym, we have that explained as well. So ASE, GED, programs who serve adults who have not completed high school. Maybe if there's something else in there that has an acronym, we have that defined as well. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about our success stories, because success stories are the biggest items that help us share information with others who might want to work with some of our programs across Illinois. We have a place where you can submit a success story. So if you happen to be that employer who worked with somebody in one of our programs, you can submit your success story here. All you have to do is log into your own Illinois WorkNet account and submit your story. And if you want assistance with that, you can just click here, and someone from one of our workforce partners will help you with that. If we go back to our success stories, we can look for success stories by congressional district. We can look for success stories by program. We can look for success stories by local workforce area. We can also look by pathway or industry. So if we want to look for something in business management and association, administration, I'm sorry, we can search and we can see what kind of programs are available. As you can see, many of these are from last year's Summer Youth Employment Program. If there is no picture submitted, then the icon will appear. So that's it for our employer programs and tools that we have available. I'm going to go back and take a look at our questions to see if there's anything that I need to answer that pertain to this particular program. Employers, the question here, when an employer creates a job description, it's up to them. There is no allocation to anybody. It's only a responsibility to the employer. They can find the information that they need, and they establish the different portions of it, maintaining a minimum wage at least kind of wage. Let's take another look here. We've got a couple of questions. Technical training, the question is, what do you mean by technical training? That is what is associated to actually perform a specific job skill. So if you happen to be a radiology tech, you may need to know something about a radiology machine and how to use the x-rays. And let's take a look here. Starting a business, how does starting a business work in conjunction with SSI and SSDI? I don't really know. You would have to speak with the Social Security Administration about that. Depending on how your income comes in, it could cut the SSI or SSDI. We have a question that if you are a business, you can get workplace assessments through business services. And I'm almost to the end here with the questions that are appropriate to this topic. And our last question. workNet website is such a great, well-designed resource for employers. Thank you very much. Employees and job seekers, thank you so much for these training sessions to help us get more familiar with all the resources. Thank you, Rhonda. The more the word gets out about your site, the more people will be able to benefit from this wonderful resource. Thank you very much. Good work, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Rhonda. We appreciate that. We do have some additional questions. Additional webinars coming up for in the future. So we appreciate you participating today. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you were able to glean a couple of